Yo, right here in the small box. Let's go ahead and lock in. Shout out to the Flex Mob. Shout out to the Shadow Mob. We're gonna lock in with this one right here. What time is it? Oh, it's only about 6:30. I've only been at this for an hour and a half. That's crazy. Felt like 2. Anyway, look, let's lock in. We're tapped in with Yo EQ TV. So let's get started with this. Young Thug claims hip hop is in a weird place because of Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Like I said, hip hop is in a weird place because of you, white man. Wait. When it comes to the Young Thug project that he dropped this year, and we saw the cover art to that project, there's only one thing that came to my mind when I saw it. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, look, let's go ahead and lock in and get started. Y'all know how we do this. Let's make it happen. Yo, you, right here in the small box, Welcome back to Flex Mob Reactions, only on the Flex Mob Network. I'm Flex. Welcome back to the channel. Yo, one more time, because I love that one too much. I'm just saying, like, Thug, if you're going to sit there and say, yo, hip-hop's in a weird place, brother, look at you. Look at what you did. Are you blind or are you just deaf? Choose one. And it's not deaf. Well, it could be deaf because the music was mid, too. Anyway, look. Let's get started. Let's lock in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the reaction. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop my videos or when I'm live, like right now. And let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's make it happen.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy EQ. And up next, we have Young Thug saying rap is in a weird place right now after the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and that everyone in the world is leveling up except hip-hop. And Young Thug definitely must have amnesia because before the beef, hip-hop was already suffering a 30+% drop in mark.
And that's another thing. 2023, the conversation for hip-hop was way worse than 2025. Let's make that clear. Recency bias is a real thing, and that's a very, very, very bad disorder. Let's just say that recency bias has been, or not been, it has became a problem. Okay, and we need to start remembering what has been going on over the past couple years, because that's how we can make better music, first of all. Second, that's how we can build a better landscape. And third, the ecosystem would be 10 times better if we just learn from our mistakes. But because a lot of people want to forget, that's what happens. What's good, Lar? How you feeling, bro? Get on that big box flex.
Share. If anything, the beef rejuvenated the genre, but just like anything else, you can't survive long term if you're relying on one or two people to carry an industry, because you're doomed to fail if you're doing that. It's up to the field to step up. There used to be a time when sounding like someone else was considered biting and an automatic reason to get clowned on. Now 90% of the mainstream sounds the same, and like I've said before, when everything sounds the same and looks the same, nothing stands apart. You can't keep feeding people the same dish and expect people not to get tired of it. A lot of people jumped into music, especially hip-hop, because they thought it was a quick and easy lick, and all that did was leave a field that now generally lacks the passion the genre once had. People in general don't even take the time to carefully craft albums anymore. It's almost like a lost art. And what I honestly feel the game actually needs is bodies of work that actually stand the test of time. With them now...
And yo, the fact that a lot of people, when they hear that, when they said, oh, we need a good body of work, oh, they automatically think, especially like people that are not familiar with what's going on, they automatically think, oh, we're just going to drop some old school shit. If you want to trap, if you want to gangbang, ain't nobody stopping you. You just got to explain yourself better. That's it. You got to use your words. You got to use your comprehension skills. And you got to craft some bars that matter. If you're unable to do that, don't drop anything.
Favoring the concept of people putting out these huge playlists disguised as albums to game the streaming system, but lacking any real clear vision, and the fans can hear it. And we also can't ignore the fact that almost every other genre now borrows from hip-hop, whether it's the production, the way they write. I mean, you even have 808s and country, and one of the biggest songs of the past few years, a country record, a bar song by Shabuzi, is an interpolation of a rap record. K-pop, same thing. I have rap homies that get paid the big bucks to fly out to Korea and write for them, and they even have swag.
Excuse me? Say that again.
Bar Song by Shabuzi is an interpolation of a rap record. K-pop, same thing. I have rap homies that get paid the big bucks to fly out to Korea and write for them.
So they're taking dudes from, bro, and they have access to AI out there. They got access. All them all the K-pop people out there, they all got access to AI out there. But instead of doing that, they're taking people from here, in this continent of North America, and they're paying them dollars to come fly here to write. Let me hear that again.
K-pop, same thing. I have rap homies that get paid the big bucks to fly out to Korea and write for them. And
what?
they even have swag coaches on payroll to teach them how to act more hip-hop. And for me,
What's good, Judy?
numbers shouldn't be the end-all be-all metric when it comes to determining the quality of music, because we definitely have some amazing bodies of work this year, which are nominated for not only Rap Album of the Year, but for Album of the Year, period. And also, other than 21 just now and a few others, most of the A-listers have been silent and nowhere to be seen, and there's definitely many reasons for that, but enough dilly-dallying. Let's jump right into this video where we have Young Thug saying rap is in a weird place right now after the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and that everyone in the world is leveling up except hip-hop. And again, bring attention to detail and passion back to the genre as a whole. Thank God for the gems this year. Definitely in the right direction, I'll say that.
I feel like I always wanted to do this type of music, and then I feel like rap is in like a weird like space right now, because it's just seems like everybody beefing, and it's just like the two of the biggest artists in the world.
And like I've said before, you had literally the two biggest artists in rap going toe-to-toe in this beef. This brought a lot of attention, and honestly, a lot of people were also checking for other.
I thought it was an interview. You just gonna stand there in front of a whole group of people and say something that stupid. Boy, you better stay on that hill. Don't come over here.
And like I've said before, you had literally the two biggest artists in rap going toe-to-toe in this beef. This brought a lot of attention, and honestly, a lot of people were also checking for other people who were throwing their own disses as well. I mean, do you guys remember that people were paying attention to the Quavo and Chris Brown beef, and also the fact that Chris Brown won that battle? But
Chris Brown dog walked Quavo in that rap beef. Let me tell you that. One thing people forget when it comes to Chris is that he can rap too. Leave that man alone. He dog walked. He took Quavo by them dreads and said, "Go get it, boy. Come on, go get the frisbee." Your stupid ass. That's exactly what he did.
you can't blame these two people. You have to look at the rest of the field and look at the other artists that are just dropping duds. It's not on them. And honestly, Drake did the most damage to his reputation. If Drake had actually shown some grace in defeat, he probably wouldn't be in the situation where he's at now, at least with the new stuff.
I feel like we gotta like take it to the next level. We gotta level up. Like AI, it's just so much. Everything in the world leveling up. It's
Yo, Young Thug. I know you did not just mention AI. I know you did not just mention AI after you dropped that garbage. There's no way you dropped the words or the letters AI and you dropped your stupid project. There's no way. There's no way I just heard that. There's absolutely no way I just heard that. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. That is blasphemy.
At least with the new stuff.
I feel like we gotta like take it to the next level. We gotta level up. Like AI, it's just so much. Everything in the world leveling up except hip hop. Like niggas being like worse.
AI ain't level. Yo, you really don't know what's going on. This is what happens. So watch this. This is what happens when you're told what to do and don't even bother to do the research yourself to understand why you got to do it. This is also why you got yes men around you. That combination of being told what to do and having yes men around you is a disgusting combination. That's a disgusting combination right there. And now when I look at you and you're trying to talk about AI music like you're supposed to be worried, even though you can't even sell a project properly, boy, you better sit down. You better sit down and stay there. Stay right there. You look stupid. First of all, Judy, don't. That's crazy. Give me that stick. I'll use it as wild.
Then when we first started, I think we like grief, so we just like comfortability. Even when we feel like
I agree there.
As hard as we can, we still like it's still cap. We so comfortable. I feel like we need this type of shit.
Look at these journalists try to understand what this guy is trying to say.
They don't understand a damn thing he's saying.
At the end of the day, yeah, I can agree that AI and a lot of these other stuff are making things uncertain for some people, but that's still soulless music. It's AI. These records may sound good at first listen, but when we actually go and dissect them and their lyrics, you can see that it's a whole lot of fluff and not a lot of substance in there.
I would be so happy if hip hop turned into pop. Nobody on this earth.
Hip hop was pop music for a long time, given the fact that it was the most popular.
So happy if hip hop turned into pop.
When we actually go and dissect them and their lyrics, you can see that it's a whole lot of fluff and not a lot of substance in there.
I would be so happy if hip hop turned into pop.
When we actually go and dissect them and their lyrics, you can see that it's a whole lot of fluff and not a lot of substance in there.
I would be so happy if hip hop turned into pop.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it. You the reason why. You the reason why hip hop was a weird spot. Say it again. Say I beat you with this $10 fan. Say it again. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Boy, dog, come on. What do we do? Ah, this thing pissed me off. Are you serious? Remember, this video is strictly for entertainment purposes. Read the run-along text. Thank you. Boy, what the hell is wrong with you?
Nobody so happy if hip hop turned into pop. Nobody on this earth.
Hip hop was pop music for a long time, given the fact that it was the most popular genre.
But I also love hip hop because I know a lot of hip hop artists. Can't do that.
Well, you can rap your ass off. We always do that. But hip hop also always
Lost everything in the fire. What's going on? Yo, Furry B, everything good? What's going on over there? What you mean fire? What? I hope everything good. We don't get it twisted. We gonna send our prayers. That's boy. We gonna send our prayers. But what's going on over there?
look to you to push boundaries in projects.
Exactly. Push the boundaries.
You can stay comfortable. You can do the same thing.
The backside clot. The reporter is giving him rotted bomber clot. Over the backside of Guan, the reporter is giving you tips. The report. Boy, I never thought I'd see today. The reporter giving you tips. Oh, you could do this?
Do that. But
I know a lot of hip hop artists can't do that.
well, you can rap your ass off. We always do that. But hip hop also always look to you to push boundaries in projects.
Exactly. Push the boundaries.
What? 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 Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Mr. Reporter #1 is sitting there telling you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to push the bound. Jesus God. Jesus God, you're supposed to. Oh Lord, have mercy. You're supposed to push the boundaries. Don't turn your. You turning yourself white is not pushing the boundaries. That's you being stupid. You gotta. Oh my Jesus. She's okay. Electrical fire in her apartment while she was at the store. Oh, Jesus God. He puts the boundaries and said the hard ER. That's sick. Well, you already know for it be Flex Mom gonna send their prayers all the way to your cuz. You say your cuz, right? Yeah, your cousin. We gonna send prayers. We're gonna send some healing energy. We're gonna send some hope, and we're just gonna send an abundance of divine protection and warmth, especially in times like this, because we're in December as well. So, Lord have mercy.
Well, you can rap your ass off. We always do that. But hip hop also always looks to you to push boundaries during projects.
Exactly. Push the boundaries.
You can stay comfortable. You can do the same thing. People love that. But
Thank you. This journalist definitely has some sense. That's the biggest thing. People have been comfortable for way too long. They were making money hand over fist, and they got complacent. The fact is that music has definitely changed, because back in the day it was definitely taboo to sound like another person. Again, you were literally called a biter, fam, and that's not a good thing. And thankfully, like I said earlier, we have gotten a lot of dope gems over the past year. So yeah, you can't really say that there isn't good music coming out and that everything is just fluff, because that's not really the case. Also, we got to remember the climate in hip hop. Ricos have been running amok in the industry, and honestly, justifiably so, because these people are actually doing the crimes. So if you do the crimes, you have to also be willing to do the time, which a lot of people obviously aren't going to do, given the fact that we have so many snitches out there. I love hip hop myself. Hip hop has saved the lives of so many people around the world, man. So I'll definitely forever love the
hip hop has saved so many lives and is going to continue to save lives. Hip hop has protected individuals. Hip hop has motivated. It has built bridges. Hip hop has done so much positives for the community. Hip hop has brought this community together. And in the same way how hip-hop has brought this community together, this same community is going to protect each other. We're going to love one another. We're going to send our prayers, especially in a moment like this, for Furry B's cousin. And we're just going to continue to be outstanding individuals, a part of this culture that has a love for it and wants to protect it, because this is what brought the people together. This is what built communities. And as long as this thing is still around, we're going to continue to build, regardless if we're all scattered around the world or if we're all together in one city. So I want to make sure I extend my hand to Furry B's cousin and sending my prayers to you. Okay? That's a lot. I don't wish none of that on nobody, especially in a time like this. It is cold outside. Okay, it is cold outside. But I know you have a family to lean on that's going to protect you and keep you warm and feed you in times like this. So the best thing we can do is extend our hands, extend our energy towards them, and send our blessings all the way over there, all right? That's what we do around here. That's what we do around here in this flex mob. You hear me? Never forget that.
the genre, but you're going to have to bring some new innovation and some more substance if you're going to want to bring it back to the heights that it once was. Yes, there is a time and a place for those party records, for those turn-up records, but when everything is that, it's really one-dimensional. You're not going to last very long with doing that. And also, these issues aren't just isolated to hip-hop. A lot of other genres are facing the same thing. Because of streaming and because we have on-demand access to everything and not beholden to the radio or strict TV programming where they literally put in front of you what is going to sell. But the fact that everyone has access to everything, all that means is, guess what now? Now you have kids that are listening to 70s and 80s music on demand. You don't have to necessarily be listening to what is being released today, and that's a big issue. And if you guys don't know, most of streaming is literally just based off back catalogs and stuff like that. That's what's really getting the big numbers. Just like when you go on Netflix.
When you really sit down and analyze streaming, what streaming is there for is to archive music that's been put onto the DSPs. Do we get new music on there? Of course. The new music is not flying as high as the music that was the foundation for what we have today. So if the DSPs is looked at and known as a catalog, it just sounds like it's iTunes all over again, but just on different platforms. Which is why 2026, they might be introducing something scary.
Netflix, and you find out that Friends is the most streamed program on the app. Alrighty, guys, let's look at some of these comments. Young Thug confirms the dot error recession is real. Even fresh out, Jeff can see the vibes are off. Everybody leveling up except hip hop. That's a bar. And fam, that's not a bar, especially when the other genres are cannibalizing hip hop and using a host of things from hip hop.
See, this why, listen, it's people like this. People like this is the reason why I can't be on Twitter. Because just hearing that, it's just like, it's like my fingertips are just forced to type out a response and let him know how stupid he is. Like, I can't be on Twitter. I can't be on Twitter. Because if you're going to go ahead and say something that dumb without any context or understanding what's going on or even hearing the reporter and what they said, bro, you have failed hip-hop as a resident of it.
You can look at somebody like Doja Cat, who's a pop blockbuster act, and guess what? She raps a hell of a lot, and she's actually really good. And we can't really say dot era when the only thing propping up hip-hop right now, at least on the mainstream level, is Kendrick Lamar. If anything is to be hinged on one thing, on one product, again, you're doomed to fail. And this person also has amnesia because hip-hop was in a way worse state before the beef. Rap is in a weird place right now. This album cover.
Facts.
Egregious, fam. It's been a great year for hip-hop, though. I don't love the polarity the beef brought out, but some of my favorite rap releases dropped in 2025. I mean, guys, we're getting a Nas and Premier record, which is crazy. And the industry has been going through a massive change over the last few years. Guys, these companies are going more tech than they are music now. That's really where their intentions lie, with them getting more into the tech side of things, which is probably why you're seeing so many people go.
I encourage every content creator out there to learn about this tech space, especially on YouTube. I encourage every single content creator on YouTube to understand at least a little bit about the tech spaces and at least understand why tech is taking over music. The reason why I want every content creator to learn about this is because the game has changed. You must evolve with what's going on around you. You have to. It's like it's mandatory damn near. Because a lot of the conversations that we have on YouTube, we have to address the problem. If we cannot address this problem, and keep in mind, if you want to address the problem, you got to learn about this issue. If you want to address this problem properly, you got to understand why it took over, why it's in position, and why the next coming years with it in power is going to look shaky. If you want to stand up, if you want to just like, it's just all about having the right conversations so that the consumer can learn, so that the consumer can understand, so that the consumer can make their decisions based on what they've learned. Me personally, I'm here to strategize. That's what I'm here to do. That's why I'm thinking about this so much. That's why I'm learning about this. Even right now, after I'm done going live, I'm going to watch this video right here that came out 12 days ago. And it's called The Science of a Hit Song. Theron Thomas reveals his process. And it's the manager's playbook. And I've been following this dude on Instagram for a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because I'm going to learn from this right here. I'm learning from these individuals, so I'm understanding the landscape so that I can apply my knowledge to the things that need it, the things that want to hear it and learn it, you know? So even when I'm done this live, I'm gonna go watch that right after and then learn that. So there you go. I'm constantly learning. You got to learn this ish, bruh. Cause you gotta understand if you want to expand and just like gain a wider audience, you also gotta understand the landscape of this thing. Once you understand the landscape of this thing, then you can have the right conversations and push that to the people. Cause that's what we're getting into right now.
Independent now. Imagine people outside of hip hop looking and watching us dance to a song calling another man a PDF
Goddamn,
or a
you Timberland
woman
and
beater. They
Tots
loved it. Y'all loved it. I've been saying it's embarrassing. They could have both said real shit, but decided to go for gimmicks. And have you listened to any rap battle records, any rap beef disses, or anything of that nature? Because guess what? Ice Cube was saying some wild hyperbolic statements in his many disses. That's just the nature of the game. At the end of the day, Drake was the first one to egg it on. Rap beefs and rap battles are something that have honestly been a staple of the genre since basically its inception. He's right, but it's the rappers having issues. They aren't making good music anymore. Lil Baby stopped taking music seriously. And honestly, I think he's still trying to make good music. It's honestly that the sound has gotten a little stale. At least go for some different production. Polo G fell off extremely hard quality-wise and soon after commercially. Young Thug.
Bro, Polo G is done. I haven't heard Polo G's name in years. Polo G is done. He might as well start streaming himself.
Himself dropped an awful album with terrible promo. It's really Kanye-esque at the end of the day. Like, you're just trying to rage bait for the attention. And we all saw that even Kanye himself regretted that route. 21 Savage dropped a mediocre project with little promo and sold horribly. And I vaguely remember him doing an interview basically saying that he was taking a break and nothing was dropping. He obviously didn't have a rollout, and not everyone is Beyonce, who can still be massively successful with these surprise drops. And I've actually talked to some 21 and Drake fans, and they actually went to that collaboration first, saw and heard how bad it was, and didn't even take the time out to listen to the rest of the record.
Damn.
Drake having a hard time commercially, mostly following the beef. Yeah, obviously the back catalog is doing major numbers, but the new stuff not so much. Gunna still doing decent, but nowhere near DS4 levels. Future still sells, but I don't see his sales going up much further since rap in general has lessened mainstream interest. And all it takes is one massive project for that to turn around. But it is also going to take a renewed inspiration in the genre. These are just some examples, but so many artists have stopped putting out the great music they once put out. And honestly, like I said earlier, a lot of people just aren't dropping, whether it's them scared of what their numbers are going to look like or them just trying to see where the industry is turning to. There's a lot of reasons. We definitely have a lot of blockbuster acts that just aren't putting out music right now. A lot of these people have turned to streaming and stuff like that because they're seeing all these streamers just make huge bags. Fans started flocking to underground artists who just sound like Cardi clones and not liking them on HHT.
Ron, Polo G not smart. Come on, bro. Entertainment purposes, don't forget.
He will get you shunned. I don't see hip-hop coming back commercially for a while when the upcoming leaders are Osama Mason, Che, and Netspan. And that's definitely a really big thing because while a lot of them do have, obviously, these cult followings, their music may not be the most mainstream friendly. I wish hip-hop could be pop. And while pop has also evolved, because guess what? The sound of the Beatles isn't the same sound in pop music now. But you could definitely argue that hip-hop was pop for like the longest time. The last 5 years or so, reggaeton.
This is what I'm talking about with leadership and influence. This is what I'm talking about right here. Regardless if you like it or not, when you are a public figure, when you are an artist, a rapper at that level, you have some sort of leadership behind you, or you have some sort of leadership on you. And whoever chooses to follow you, they're going to hear what you say and say, yeah, you're right. I wish hip hop could be pop. Yeah, you're right. I wish hip hop could be. That's how you ruin the genre right there. That's how you ruin it. Hip hop is wonderful when it doesn't fall into doesn't fall into line. Hip hop is amazing when it's like that. Hip hop is phenomenal when it's like that. As soon as hip hop goes pop, it's over. It's over. You're going to blur the lines worse than what they did when they got regions out of here. That's what's going to happen with hip-hop. When the region lines got blurred, that's when the landscape got hella shaky. If you make hip-hop pop, it's over. It's over. Because what is rap? What is rap at that point if you make hip-hop pop? Anybody could be a rapper. And then now the landscape of rapping looks weird because once upon a time when you had a tier system, now you make it pop, everybody's in the same boat. That will ruin hip-hop. But you want to make it pop. No.
K-pop, country music, and even Mexican regional music have been very popular. Again, that's going to take away from the market share. And also, a lot of these other genres also use hip-hop elements, even reggaeton. The Latin trap scene is obviously using trap beats. A lot of consumers who turn to these genres are a majority of people who are hip-hop fans. Unfortunately, hip-hop artists aren't taking accountability, and that definitely is a big part of it. But I think is because a lot of these artists don't have an actual love for the genre. They just see the money they can make from it. And because they're not making the same money they were once making, now they're resorting to other stuff to make their money, whether it's getting into fashion, streaming, or getting into acting. A lot of these newer artists just don't have the love for the game. They don't have the love for the craft. Now there's a clear divide between those who make cheap-ass formulaic music versus those who really take their time and craft a real album, just like I said in my intro. A body of work that actually had some attention to detail and an actual vision for it is going to stand the test of time versus a project that was just put out to get streams, because that album is obviously going to have a short shelf life because it is microwave music. These niggas pumping out bullshit and expect niggas to cherish it. This is a big thing that people try to put against Kendrick Lamar, the fact that he takes all this time, even though baby...
Don't kill me, Judy. Let that idiot go. Girl, you're right.
Keem said that he did it because Kendrick Lamar likes to come with a new sound, which is probably one of the bigger reasons why the guy is just putting out classic after classic, because he's taking his time versus some of these other artists that are putting out like 2 projects a year. And yeah, while you can do that maybe once or twice, if you keep doing that, it's just like those comedians that are on tour 24/7. You're not actually living any new life experiences, and now all your jokes are centered around airlines and hotels. All these mainstream rappers are mad at Kendrick because he reminded people what real quality music sounds like, instead of the lazy projects they were getting away with. And I absolutely agree.
Facts.
That battle will be 2 years old in a few months. Y'all keep blaming that battle for the fact that people are bored with the music that's coming out. And that's obviously the biggest part of all this. The inspiration, the passion, feels like it's been zapped out of the genre, at least as a whole. While we've definitely had some awesome projects over the past year, it's going to mean continuing that trend if you're going to want to turn it around. Because
Bro, all Kendrick did was remind the world that there's other sounds of music out there than what y'all been getting for years. That's all he did. That's all he did for the world. That's why he's flourishing. That's why he's reaping what he sowed. Because he just reminded the people there's other sounds of music than what we've been getting for like how many, like multiple years.
Can get turned around.
Damn.
But people have to put more passion into it and stop looking at it as the secondary part of everything. I'm going to make music to get hot, to go and make money doing that. And I think that's the biggest thing. But definitely let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Young Thug's statement? Do you guys think that hip-hop is in the state that it's in right now because of Drake and Kendrick Lamar? I obviously don't feel like that's really much the case. At the end of the day, hip-hop was down bad before Kendrick Lamar came back and popped out. And all that did was cause a new rejuvenated scene. But the field is still going to have to step it up, guys. And guess what? People were getting a lot of eyes on them after the beef and stuff like that, but people just didn't capitalize on it like they should have. Do not release stuff that sounds uninspired just so you could have something out. Just look at some of those Iceman streams and those records that came out from that. Those records are literally afterthoughts now. And why? Probably because he didn't spend as much time as he should have on those records, especially given the fact that the perception about himself was not in the best of places. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. I really want to thank you guys so much for continuing to make this channel a part of your day. It honestly means the world to me, and all the love and support that you guys continue showing this channel on a daily is honestly overwhelming and probably the biggest reason why I make these videos. So I definitely want to let you guys know how grateful I am for all your support. I want to send out a very big shout out to all those that have been joining YouTube memberships. A small way to support the channel but definitely goes a very long way in helping out. And also a very big super thank you to all those that have been sending super thanks. Because, guys, it has been tremendous. If you guys do want to continue the conversation, definitely follow me on X. That link will be posted in the pinned comments and also the description. Hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. A lot of these rappers should take a page out of Kendrick Lamar's playbook, or just...
They don't want to. That's it. They don't want to. Don't mention Kendrick Lamar to them because they can't comprehend what he's saying. They don't want to do it. That's it. That's all it is. Ron, you're right with your point. The battle really made hip-hop exciting again. It was boring as F for a while. Now it's boring again because here comes these lame ATL dudes that were bored with it already, trying to come back and make it boring again. Facts. Plain and simple, man. A lot of people need to understand what's going on the landscape. This is why I'm saying we got to educate ourselves. We got to educate ourselves with what's going on behind the scenes, bro. I'm telling you. I promise you. The more people that will understand what's going on is the more changes they got to make. The best way to force these DSPs to make the changes they should make, the only way to make that happen is if the consumer gets knowledgeable. Once the consumer becomes knowledgeable and understands how they move, they have no choice but to switch up again. You got to force them in a corner. Force them in a corner. Continue to learn what's going on behind the scenes. And I promise you, they're going to make their changes for the better. Because they're already out of ideas. They're running to tech nerds. They're running to techies to run music. What's after tech that's going to run music? Tech is the epitome. That's like the that's like the final like the word, not worst case or best case. It's just the last like scenario that you can, or not scenario, but the last thing that you can use to run this thing. First it was the artist. No. First it was how'd it go? The artist brought the art. And with the artist bringing in the art, the people at the top started to learn about the art form. And from when they started to learn about the art form, that's when they started to find different means to take over so they can maximize on their pockets. So they got a lot of people out of here because of what they vaguely understood within this industry when it comes to the music, regardless if it's of the culture or not. And then they had those suits. The suits was running things for a while. They got A&Rs out of here. I'm fast forwarding. They got A&Rs out of here. The suits took over. But now that the suits can't handle it no more, they got to turn to tech nerds, the techies. It's like Silicon Valley came in and took over. That's literally what happened. What's after Silicon Valley? That's a great question. At that point, do you revert back to how it started? You ran out of ideas. You don't know how to run this anymore. You got to run back to the artist, let the artist do their thing and repeat the cycle. Is that how it's going to go? Are we at the top of the iceberg to the point where we got to roll back down and get the artist to bring in the sound again? Are they going to repeat the cycle again? Gotta be knowledgeable, bro. Gotta understand this shit. Gotta understand. See now, see? You see? Okay, watch this. You see, as soon as how I start talking about that, it starts to lag. Y'all see how the stream gets a little slow? Anytime I start talking about that, I'm done. That's crazy.